Hey guys, for phonics and language today, I want you to practice phonics charts 6 and 7. Make sure you practice them out loud or in a mirror. Then come back and watch this video. We're learning something new today, but first I want to review all the different types of words we've learned so far. We've been learning these for quite a while, so you should really know these ones, especially the first two, because we've been practicing those for months. So you really should know what they are by now. So the first type of word that we talked about was a noun. A noun is a person, place, or thing. Any person, any place, anything. We talked about how there's different types of nouns, but for right now, I want you to focus on just any noun, any person, any place, or anything. So then we came to the verb. The verb is also an important word in the sentence. The verb is your action word, so something you can do. So jump, run, walk, any action words. Some of you are still getting confused on what a verb is. Our verb is the action or the thing happening in the sentence. Then a couple weeks ago, we learned what an adjective was. An adjective describes nouns. So it gives a little bit more description of the person, place, or thing we're talking about. If we have a red house or a tall boy, those kinds of things are adjectives that explain the noun in a little bit more detail. Now we have a new type of word that we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show you what it is, and there's a little bit of a clue in the name of the word for what it does. So let's take a look. Today we are learning about adverbs. Now I underlined this part because adverbs are words that describe verbs. Verbs is in the name, so I want that to be helpful for you. We add to the verb. So we're making more of a description for the verb. Before, we were adding to the noun. So, for example, in this sentence, the beaver swam quietly. There's nothing really describing my noun. My noun is my beaver. My sentence is about the beaver. So I could have said the big brown beaver. Then that would be describing my beaver. But I'm actually looking for adverbs today. So adverbs describe the verbs. The verb is the action, so now I'm looking for words that explain how the action happened. So let's look. The beaver swam quietly. How did the beaver swim? He swam quietly. This is my adverb, quietly. Let's look at another sentence. The elk bugled loudly. I know it's kind of a funky sentence. The elk bugled loudly. How did the elk bugle? Loudly. Loudly is our adverb here. Now, if you look carefully, this happens most of the time with adverbs, not all of the time, but most of the time, they actually end in ly. So that's a clue to help you find them in your sentences. But I also want you to ask yourself, how did the action happen? How did the verb happen? The beaver swam quietly. How did he swim? Quietly. The elk bugled loudly. How did he bugle? Loudly. Now let's take a look at our worksheet for today, page 281. At the top is a reminder of what an adverb is. An adverb is a word that describes a verb. When I saw the spider on my foot, I yelled loudly. How did I yell? Loudly. So section 1 says, read the sentences. Write the verb and adverb on the lines. Now, they double underline the verb in each sentence for you. So they already give you a clue for the first word you're going to write. So the first one's done for you. The sun shone brightly. Shone is already double underlined. So that's your verb. How did it shine? It shone brightly. So that's what you're going to do for the rest of those sentences. And then section 2 says, read the sentences and add your own adverb. Hint, many adverbs end in the suffix ly. So what you're going to do is you're going to read the sentence, we ate our picnic. how did you eat it? And you get to add your own adverb in there. Then reread the sentence just to make sure that it still makes sense. Section 3. How many ways can you speak? Those ways are adverbs. Write them on the lines below. There are lots of lines for you. And one of them's already done for you. I speak politely. So you're going to fill out more lines. I want you to come up with 2 more, at least 2 more. If you can do more than that, awesome. Because there are lots of different ways that we speak. But I want at least 2 more. Then that brings us down to the bottom, dictation. We're going to write a sentence. I'm going to remind you, we always start our sentences with a capital letter and end with punctuation. So a period, an exclamation point, or a question mark. I want you to write the whole sentence that I say. Jack walked slowly down the stairs. Again, Jack walked slowly down the stairs. One more time. Jack walked slowly down the stairs. Pause this video if you still need more time to write it down, because I'm going to give you one more direction. So if you're ready to move on, I would like you to look at the sentence and circle the adverb. So how did Jack walk? I want you to circle the word that describes how Jack walked. Okay, if you haven't done that yet, pause the video right here because I'm going to give you the answer to check. So, you should have circled the word slowly. Slowly was the adverb. How did Jack walk? He walked slowly. Okay, then we're on the back on page 282. Section 1. Write the words for each picture. Then write a word that rhymes. So the first one's done for you. It's fire, and a word that rhymes with fire is wire. So now you're going to figure out what those other 3 pictures are, and then write a word that rhymes with those. Section 2, read the paragraph. Write the red words from the paragraph under the correct special sounds below. So, read the whole paragraph first. Then pick out the red words and write them on the special sounds. There is one for every line under those special sounds. So don't skip any. Be very careful as you figure out where those words go and what special sounds they match with. I'm trying to see if there are some that are going to be confusing because all 3 E-A-R sounds are in there. So ear and ear, air and bear, and earth are all in there. So be careful. And those sounds will help you figure out how to say those words. Then section 3 says cross out the words that are not nouns. Now remember, we went over what a noun was again today, which is a person, place, or thing. So cross out the words that are not a person, not a place, not a thing. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 words you're going to cross out. That's it for phonics and language. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.